Good morning, beautiful soul. Before you step into this new day, I'd love to invite you to give yourself just a few quiet moments. Not to solve every problem, not to search for every answer, and not to prepare yourself for another busy day ahead. Simply to come back to yourself, to return to that peaceful place within your heart that has always been there, no matter how noisy life becomes. Maybe it's been a long time since you felt like you could simply rest. Maybe you've been trying so hard lately, trying to make everything work out the way you hoped, trying to have your prayers answered sooner, trying not to miss a single opportunity, trying so hard that somewhere along the way you forgot that your own heart needs rest too. The truth is, what exhausts us isn't always life's hardships. Sometimes it's the constant feeling that we have to keep chasing something before we can finally feel at peace. We tell ourselves that once we achieve one more goal, once we solve one more problem, once we receive the answer we've been waiting for, then we'll finally be happy. But if peace always lives in a tomorrow that hasn't arrived yet, then today will always feel like it's missing something. And I don't believe that's the life God wants for you. Today, I'd like to invite you to practice gratitude in a different way. Not to force yourself to feel happy. Not to pretend your struggles aren't real. And certainly not to act as if everything is perfect. Instead, let's learn to recognize that even in the middle of everything unfinished, there is still so much to be thankful for. Maybe your prayer is still being prepared. Maybe the door you've been waiting for hasn't opened yet. But that doesn't mean God has forgotten you. Some miracles grow quietly. They are prepared in silence. They unfold in silence, and they arrive at exactly the moment when we are ready to receive them. Take a slow, gentle breath. Relax your shoulders. Let the rush inside your mind begin to settle. And carry this one simple truth with you throughout today's journey. You don't have to chase every blessing. What is truly meant for you will find its way to you. Your only task right now is to keep your heart peaceful enough to recognize it when it arrives. Beautiful soul, there's a quiet paradox in life. The tighter we try to hold on to everything, the more anxious we become. The harder we chase, the more we feel like we're not enough. We chase security. We chase success. We chase approval. We chase answers. Sometimes, we even chase the feeling that we're worthy of being loved. At first, that seems completely normal. After all, everyone wants a better life. Everyone has dreams and hopes. But there comes a point when we're no longer moving forward because of hope. We're moving because of fear. Fear that we're not enough. Fear of falling behind. Fear that someone else has more than we do. Fear that if we don't keep pushing today, everything might slip away tomorrow. And it's that fear that quietly convinces the heart that it's always lacking. The sad part is this. When the mind only notices what hasn't arrived yet, it slowly forgets to appreciate everything that already has. Maybe today, you still have a place to call home. you still have breath in your lungs. You still have another chance to begin again. You still have people who quietly care about you. You still have this brand new day to make things a little better than yesterday. Yet all of those gifts can become almost invisible when our eyes are fixed only on what's missing. That's why gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude doesn't make every problem disappear overnight, but it gently changes where your heart chooses to look. Instead of seeing only what's absent, you begin to notice what's been carrying you all along. Instead of counting everything you don't have, you begin to realize you've already been given far more than you once believed. Maybe the first miracle isn't that your circumstances suddenly change. Maybe the first miracle is that the way you see your life begins to change. And when your perspective changes, your emotions begin to change too. Peace slowly finds its way back into your heart. Place one hand gently over your heart. Take a slow breath in and breathe out softly. Now quietly repeat within yourself. Today, I choose to notice the good that is already here. I no longer measure my life by what is missing. I am grateful for every breath, every opportunity, and every step that has brought me to this day. I trust that God is still quietly leading my life. I don't have to chase peace. I allow myself to receive peace right here, right now. Beautiful soul. Whatever you give your attention to will slowly become the atmosphere of your heart. If every day you focus only on what you lack, even a blessed life can begin to feel empty. But when you start noticing grace in the smallest moments, you'll discover something truly beautiful. Even if your life isn't perfect yet, you are still deeply loved. You are still being carried, and you have never had to walk this journey alone. Beautiful soul. There is something very beautiful that many people only come to understand after long seasons of waiting. Gratitude does not make God move faster. It does not make every hardship disappear overnight. But gratitude can change the way you walk through the days when answers have not yet arrived. Maybe you once believed that you could only be grateful when everything finally became better. When your health was restored, when your finances became steady, when your family felt peaceful, when your prayers were finally answered. But if we only give thanks after the miracle appears, we miss so many miracles that are already happening quietly each day. Have you ever thought about this? The fact that you woke up this morning is already a gift. Your heart is still beating. Your lungs are still quietly bringing breath into your body. The sun still rises, just as it always has. Someone, somewhere, may still be thinking of you. Someone, somewhere, may still be praying for you. Maybe you cannot see it yet, but that does not mean it is not real. God often works through the ordinary things, not always through loud, dramatic miracles. Sometimes He heals you little by little. He gives you one more day to grow, one more chance to forgive, one more opportunity to begin again. And if you slow down enough, you may realize that life has already given you more than you once believed. Gratitude does not always change the situation right away, but it helps your heart stop fighting against the present moment. Instead of only asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What good is still present in this moment?" And that one question can open a new door, a door that leads back to peace. Because when you are grateful for what you already have, you no longer live as if everything is missing. You begin to live with the feeling of being cared for, being loved, being guided. Take a few seconds now to think of 3 small things you can give thanks for today. Maybe it is a simple breakfast, a warm cup of coffee, a phone call from someone you love, or simply the fact that you are still here, still given another chance to live this day with meaning. Now, repeat softly in your heart, "Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for the things my eyes cannot see yet. Thank you, because even in the waiting, you are still with me. I do not need to understand everything in order to be grateful. I only need to trust that your love has never left me." Beautiful soul. Maybe the greatest gift of gratitude is not that life changes immediately. Maybe the greatest gift is that your heart begins to see light in places where it once saw only darkness. Beautiful soul. Maybe there have been moments when you've quietly asked yourself, "Why is everything taking so long? Why have I been praying for so long without seeing the answer?" Those are deeply human questions, and God understands them. But what if today we looked at waiting from a different perspective? What if this season isn't a delay, but a season of preparation? We often think we're waiting for something to enter our lives: a new job, a loving relationship, healing, a new opportunity. But perhaps God isn't only preparing your circumstances. He is preparing the person you are becoming. Because some blessings become burdens if they arrive too soon. Some opportunities can pull us away from who we were meant to be if our hearts are not yet ready. Some prayers are answered later, so that when the answer finally comes, we receive it with humility instead of pride, with gratitude instead of entitlement. Maybe you don't see it today, but you are changing. Every challenge is teaching you something new. Every disappointment is giving your heart greater depth. Every time you choose to stand back up after falling, your faith becomes a little stronger. And that too is a miracle. Not the miracle that changes your circumstances, but the miracle that changes your heart. One day, when you look back on this season, you may realize that the greatest gift wasn't simply what you received. It was who you became along the journey. Place your hand gently over your heart and repeat these words slowly. Each day, God is making me stronger. My waiting is not wasted. I am growing in faith. I am learning patience. I am learning to love more deeply. I trust that when the right time comes, I will be ready to receive everything God has prepared for me. Beautiful soul, don't measure your growth only by what has changed around you. Some of the most beautiful transformations happen within the soul. Quietly, gently, yet powerfully enough to change an entire life. There is a gentle truth that carries incredible power. The harder we fight against something, the longer it often stays with us. The more afraid you become of anxiety, the more anxious you may feel. The harder you force yourself to be strong, the more exhausted your heart becomes. The more you hold on to resentment over what happened, the longer the wound remains unhealed. Not because you are weak, but because the heart cannot heal while it is constantly at war with itself. Faith does not ask you to deny your emotions. You don't have to smile when your heart is hurting. You don't have to pretend everything is fine. And you never need to feel guilty for having moments when you feel tired. God has never asked you to be perfect. He simply asks you to be honest. Honest about your fears. Honest about your tears. Honest about the things you still don't understand. Because only when you bring those things to God do you stop carrying them by yourself. Maybe today, instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" try asking, "What is God teaching me through this experience?" That is a very different question, and it opens a completely different door. Instead of fighting your circumstances, you begin learning from them. Instead of seeing only loss, you begin recognizing growth. Instead of focusing only on the closed door, you begin trusting that God is leading you toward one that fits your life even better. That doesn't mean you've given up. It simply means you've stopped fighting the things you cannot control, so you can spend your energy on the things you can. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, imagine yourself gently laying down the burdens you've carried for far too long. The regret, the resentment, the constant hurry, the fear of tomorrow. You don't have to carry all of that for another day. Now quietly repeat these words. I release what I cannot control. I place my worries into God's hands. I embrace this present moment with an open heart. I trust that even the things I do not understand are working for something greater. I stop fighting against life. I choose to walk with God in peace. Beautiful soul. Sometimes healing doesn't begin when every problem disappears. Healing begins the moment you stop resisting your own journey. And in that quiet place of peace, you discover that God has been beside you all along. not only at the end of the road, but through every single step of the journey. Beautiful soul, I'd like to leave you with one gentle question this morning. If you truly believed that God is taking care of your life, how would you live today? Take a moment and imagine it. If you knew with complete certainty that the right door would open at exactly the right time, would you still carry so much fear today? If you knew beyond any doubt that God had heard every one of your prayers, would you still spend so many sleepless nights worrying about tomorrow? Probably not. Because real faith is not only found in the prayers we whisper, it is also found in the way we choose to live after we pray. Many people pray for peace, yet they live as though everything is about to fall apart. Many people pray for guidance, yet they allow fear to make every decision. Many people pray for God's protection, yet their hearts remain trapped in constant worry. Faith doesn't mean you'll never feel anxious. Faith means that whenever anxiety comes, you know where to return. You know who is walking beside you. You know you don't have to carry everything alone. Today, try living as though your prayer has already been heard. Smile a little more. Speak with a little more kindness. Forgive a little sooner. Give thanks a little more often. Slow down a little more. Not because every problem has disappeared, but because you trust that God is already ahead of you, preparing the way. Something beautiful happens when we begin living from faith instead of fear. We no longer wake up each morning asking, "What will I have to fight today?" Instead, we begin asking, "What is God teaching me today? Where will I notice His grace today?" One small shift in perspective can make the whole day feel lighter. Place your hand over your heart once again. Take a slow, deep breath and quietly say to yourself, "Today, I choose to live by faith, not by fear. I trust that God has heard my prayers. I don't need every answer today. I only need to take the next step with a peaceful heart. I allow hope to guide my decisions. I trust that God is making a way, even when I cannot see it yet." Beautiful soul. Maybe the first miracle isn't that your circumstances change. Maybe the first miracle is waking up with a heart that feels lighter, less afraid, less rushed, and more willing to trust. That alone is a beautiful sign that God is quietly working within you. Beautiful soul, there is something interesting about the human heart. Most of us are very good at striving, very good at sacrificing, very good at giving, but not very good at receiving. We gladly spend our energy caring for everyone else. Yet we often feel guilty when we take a few moments to care for ourselves. We're quick to help others, but we hesitate to accept help when we're the ones who are tired. We ask God to give us peace, Yet when peace arrives in the form of a slow and quiet day, we fill it with work, distractions, and endless worries. Sometimes the blessing isn't delayed because God hasn't given it. Sometimes it's because our hearts haven't fully opened to receive it. Receiving is not weakness. It is an act of faith. When you allow yourself to rest, you are trusting that the world can keep turning even while you pause. When you accept love from others, you are believing that you are worthy of being loved. When you open your heart to peace, you are believing that God wants you to live in peace, not in constant exhaustion. Maybe today you don't need to try harder. Maybe what you need is to allow yourself to receive what is already here. Receive the warmth of the morning sunlight. Receive the sound of birds outside your window. Receive a stranger's smile. Receive an unexpected act of kindness. Receive the breath that continues to give life to your body. And above all, receive the unconditional love that God has always been pouring over you. You don't have to earn that love. You don't have to become perfect before you deserve it. Right now, exactly as you are deeply loved. You are gently held. You are God's precious child. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take a slow breath in and imagine your heart slowly opening, no longer closed by yesterday's disappointments, no longer guarded by old wounds, no longer afraid of the future, simply open, ready to receive. Now repeat these words quietly within your heart. Today, I open my heart to receive every good thing God has prepared for me. I receive the peace that God freely gives. I receive His love. I receive the strength I don't have to create on my own. I give myself permission to rest. I give myself permission to heal. I give myself permission to live in the abundance of this present moment. Beautiful soul. Some days, the bravest thing you can do is not to keep running forward. It is to pause, to smile, to open your heart, and gently whisper to yourself, I don't have to chase everything, because what God has prepared for me is already finding its way to me. Beautiful soul. Before we finish our time together today, I'd love to leave one gentle thought in your heart. Maybe you've been waiting for a big sign from God, a door to suddenly open, a prayer to be answered overnight, a miracle so obvious that it leaves no room for doubt. But what if God has been sending you signs every single day? Only they have been so gentle that you've walked right past them. Not every sign arrives like thunder. Sometimes it comes as a peaceful morning, a deep breath after days of feeling overwhelmed, a conversation that comes at exactly the right moment, a person crossing your path just when you need encouragement, a quiet sense of peace you can't quite explain, a hopeful thought appearing after weeks of discouragement, a small opportunity you might have overlooked before. When you look back on your life one day, you may realize that God rarely leads us through giant leaps. More often, He leads us through small, faithful steps. One day at a time, one lesson at a time, one encounter at a time, one opportunity to grow at a time. And here's something truly beautiful. The moment you begin living with gratitude, your eyes begin to change. You start seeing hope where you once saw only waiting. You begin noticing opportunities where you once saw only limitations. You discover love where you once felt alone. Not because life suddenly became different, but because your heart has learned to see through the eyes of faith. Maybe today you still don't know what next week will bring. Maybe you still don't have every answer. Maybe some of your prayers are still rising toward heaven. But that doesn't mean you're walking the wrong path. Sometimes, the simple fact that you still have the strength to smile, still have kindness to offer another person, still have the courage to begin one more day, is already proof that God's grace is carrying you. Don't measure your journey only by the big results. Learn to treasure the small steps, because those quiet little steps may already have brought you much farther than you realize. Now, repeat softly within your heart. Today, I choose to trust God's guidance. I believe every day carries a gift. I open my heart to notice life's small blessings. I am no longer afraid of waiting. I release the need to hurry. I walk in peace. I trust that every good thing will arrive at the perfect time. And until that day comes, I will keep living with a grateful heart. Beautiful soul, life may still bring cloudy days, but remember this: the sun never stops shining behind the clouds. The same is true of God's love. There will be days when you feel it deeply. There will be days when you hardly feel anything at all. But that never means His love has become any smaller. He is still there, quietly, patiently, loving you, walking beside you every step of the way. Before you return to the rest of your day, take one more slow, gentle breath. Breathe in and receive peace. Breathe out and let go of every burden you were never meant to carry alone. Remember this: you don't need to see the entire road before taking the next step. You only need enough light for the step you're standing on today. And God has always been faithful to give us exactly the light we need for the next part of our journey. If you remember only one thing from today's meditation, I hope it is this: you are not living in lack. You are already surrounded by countless expressions of God's grace, even if you haven't noticed them yet. What is meant for you will never miss you. What God has prepared for your life will arrive at exactly the right time. While you wait, keep growing, keep loving, Keep giving thanks. Keep taking gentle care of your heart. And keep believing that every new morning is God's quiet reminder that He is not finished writing your story. Now let's finish with these final affirmations. Repeat them slowly in your heart. Today, I choose to live in peace. I am grateful for everything I already have. I trust God's perfect timing. I release the need to control every outcome. I open my heart to receive the blessings that are on their way. I am loved. I am guided. I am protected. And I believe that my best days are still ahead of me. Thank you for giving yourself this quiet time today. If this meditation brought even a little more peace into your heart, carry that feeling with you throughout the rest of your day. Let gratitude become the place your heart returns to whenever life feels heavy. And always remember, you don't have to chase every blessing. Simply keep walking with a peaceful heart. Everything God has prepared for you will find its way to you. May your day be filled with peace, hope, and the quiet awareness that God is lovingly walking beside you every step of the way.